Griffon Sports Insider is presented by Mosaic Life Care. Forget the snow, spring is coming to St. Joe. Hopefully, possibly. Griffon baseball preparing for a home opener this weekend while basketball tries to clinch a postseason spot. GSI starts right now. Hello and welcome. We begin with hoops, a battle of extremes this week for the Griffon men. Brett Easley.
Yeah, you're right, Ryan. A date with the MIAA's last place team Wednesday and then a trip to the first place rival on Saturday.
Yeah, before we go there, though, let's go back to last Saturday. The Griffons fell in a heavyweight slugfest at Missouri Southern. Happy Valentine's Day from Joplin. Player wives, devoted, dedicated, and not even real wives. Love in the air at Missouri Southern. You got basketball marriage proposals. This woman actually said no. The Griffons trying to say yes to their first win in Joplin since '06, also trying to avenge a January loss to Missouri Southern. The Griffons got themselves a big night from their big guy, Kevin Thomas, the and one. Western down too early, but their game plan to slow Southern's explosive offense not working out. The Lions scored 47 first half points, but the Griffons hanging in. They find themselves down just 6 at the break. This woman really didn't say no. She said yes. It always works that way. One of these days it will not work that way. Second half, Western fighting back. Cortrez Colbert, great look inside to Thomas. 12 points, 14 rebounds for the Toronto native. We are tied at 54. Back and forth we go now. Southern's Tavon Prince, basket counted. He had 16 points. Lions up 5 with 10 to go. Griffin's trying to slow the pace, work the shot clock. Darian Jones beats the buzzer. Western within 1. Later, though, more from Southern. Greg Renfro in transition. The Lions up 75-73 with 3 minutes to play. Skip to the final 30 seconds. Western down 3. Trez Colbert, 17 points on the night. Looking to tie it here, but it's no good. And the Griffons' upset bid falls short. They fall in Joplin, 83-77, the final.
I do not think we defended good enough right from the start, and I think the points allowed in the first half really came back to haunt us. Toughness matters in that game, matters in every game, but it really, really matters in that game, and we kind of got out tough at times.
But it was really, throughout the entire game, it just wasn't the first half or the second half. There were times in the first and second where, we played good and we played poorly, played good, played poorly, and so we kind of, teeter-tottered, and we just couldn't get, consistent play throughout the whole game.
The Griffons now 10-12 overall, 6-9 in MIAA play. And joining us now, head coach Brett Weiberg. You've done a nice job with this young team to kind of just wipe a loss and look forward. That's what you got to do this week.
That's what we have to do. Missouri Southern, tough loss. I didn't think we played particularly well, and I don't want to say Missouri Southern played great either, but I know they feel a lot better after that game because they got the win. So. Really, the reality is, yes, we got to turn around and get ready to try to beat Lincoln.
Well, and they come to the field house on a Wednesday, and the question was asked today, said, do you worry about the one-win Lincoln team coming to the field house? Guys looking at that, overlooking them, knowing Northwest is on Saturday. But in a sense, it was probably good how the game played out in Jeff City, knowing, boy, they had us beat 30 minutes to go, or with 10 minutes to go.
That's right.
Yeah, Lincoln with 1 conference win on the season, and they had you down 15 with 10 minutes to go. You come back and win in overtime.
Yeah, I think, as a coach, these games, right or wrong, these games worry me more than any other games, because it's a game that you just feel like you have to win. And from a player's perspective, what we try to do is get them to, I don't want to say worry about it, but get them to have a healthy dose of respect. They certainly should, because we basically were beat at Lincoln, and I think Lincoln has proved that they can play with anybody.
Well, Saturday you get another chance, Northwest Missouri State. You got to go to Maryville. Northwest probably going to look a little bit different. They were missing one of their good guards, Justin Pitts, a freshman who was out with a high ankle sprain at that time. Looks like he's back, but boy, going to be a good chance to go back and play them again.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that as well. It's be a challenge up there, but at the end of the day, when you look at the two teams, it's a team that we match up well with and can match with them, and so. I think our guys will be ready to play, and so the whole key is getting to Wednesday and past Wednesday in the right frame of mind, and hopefully figure out how to win on Wednesday, because that'll really give you momentum going into Saturday.
Well, that last Northwest meeting was on February 4th in St. Joseph. You lost that game 59-58. You felt like you had a chance to win the game. You did have a chance to win the game in the end. And you're not a guy, you and Edmondson are opposites on that. Edmondson is a kind of a yeller and a screamer and always on the officials. You're not a guy that gets too, at least now in this life, you're not a guy that gets too overly excited or upset. And you were pretty fired up after that game. You wanted a foul call, it didn't happen. Do you feel like, because Missouri Western struggled in recent years, that the respect's not there, that maybe sometimes you don't get those calls, that you should against the top tier teams?
I don't know about, because of what we've done in the last few years, I just know about, how the last year and a half, almost 2 years. We weren't very good last year. I'm the new guy in the league, and you got to earn your respect, and so I think at that Northwest game, we defended well enough to have a chance to win that game, and so very frustrated, with the call, but that's life. And then, but if you just fast forward to, just like I told the guys Saturday at Missouri Southern, hey, we can, your coach can sit there and complain all he wants during the game to the referees, but we didn't do what we needed to do to win the game. I mean, that was 100% on us totally. So I just think that, one reason that I and I'm on the referees too much, but one reason that I'm trying not to be is because you do. I mean, I'm fully aware you've got to earn your respect, and there's been multiple games throughout the course of the MIAA where the referees have been great.
Yeah.
And so it is what it is, and we're just trying to figure out how to win and need to put ourselves in a position to win. And hey, and you got to be in a position at least to have a chance to where the referees affect the game, and so
kind of along those lines.
Try to look at it positively.
You can ride them too much, right? Sometimes you may get the benefit of the doubt if you don't say anything.
I think
correct?
There's been times in the last 4 or 5 games where I've been on them too much, and I'm and how you're on them too. There's an art to it,
Sure,
and
there's an art.
And when
There's
I get on
definitely-
them, it's usually out of frustration, and that's when, out of anger almost, and that's when they kind of, as a human being, they
react.
They kind of react as opposed to having a good way to having the art of getting on them. And so, because referees are different. I grew up with basketball. I grew up in a basketball coaching family, and it's different. The exchange between coaching and officials is different now, no doubt in my mind, than it was 25 years ago. And you gotta, as a coach, you gotta know how to do it. And I'm just so at it.
Back to your roster a little bit. Kevin Thomas, 12 points, 14 rebounds against Southern. When he is a double-double, and he has that capability every night, we just don't see it every night.
Right.
But when he has that capability, you're in a position to win every game you play.
Well, I think consistency with him, and that's on the coaches, and then ultimately it circles back around to him, and so some of it's, he's been up and down health-wise all year long, so, but man, if we can get him to where he provides that consistent, he doesn't have to be perfect, but his effort and his mental approach has to be consistently at a high level, really then it changes the complexion of our team. Just him mentally being where he needs to be. It would be a huge plus these last 4 regular season games, hopefully going into the conference tournament. Man, if we could get him a little bit more consistent like he was, because I thought he had a good game and he competed.
4 more to go. We'll see him on Wednesday against Lincoln and Saturday at Northwest. We'll be right back.
If change never happened, how would life take flight? How would our days unfold? At Heartland Health, we believe change can be beautiful. That's why we're changing our name to offer you even better care. Care that keeps up with the changes in your life and the moments that matter most. Heartland Health is becoming Mosaic Life Care. It's more than health care, it's life care. Visit us online to learn more.
GoGriffins.com, powered by United Consumers Credit Union, helping Missouri Western alumni with their mortgage solutions.
Griffon women's basketball opens the week 11-10 overall. They're 6-9 in MIAA play, and they've won 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, 3 of the last 4. In fact, they had won 3 in a row until last Saturday at Missouri Southern, a Valentine's Day loss to the Lady Lions. Valentine's Day in Joplin, Missouri Western women would love to get their 4th straight win and complete a season sweep of Missouri Southern. Griffins with early control. Millie Koyaminavore, great pass to Ari Novak on the back cut. Western up 6 early and in control, but multiple Griffs are in early foul trouble. Southern takes command in the final minutes of the half. One of Western's 20 turnovers here. Nicole Hartzog goes coast to coast, 2 of her 20 points. Southern goes to the break with a 37-31 lead. Second half, more of the same. Alexis Fitzpatrick buries the 3, part of a 19-0 Lions run between the halves. They lead by as many as 16. Griffins would try to make a late charge. LaQuinta Jefferson scored 17 of her game-high 27 points in the second half, but it's not enough. Western's win streak snapped. They fall in Joplin, 81-69 the final. Southern 35 of 42 from the charity stripe. That's a lot of free points.
They executed their stuff very well, but we knew what they were going to run. We should have been more effective on defense and shut them down. It was just a matter of us not coming ready to play on the defensive end.
Disappointing, but if you don't defend well on the road, that's the most we've given up points in the conference this year. We fouled way too much. They scored 35 free throws from 42 attempts, and we were poor on the second shots in terms of rebounding, and that's a recipe for defeat. You know, you don't defend, you don't rebound, and you foul too much. You know, the fact we got beat by 11 might be a little bit amazing.
Well, we're joined now by Griffon women's basketball coach Rob Edmondson. And Coach Edmondson, I think it's finally fair to say this is the home stretch of the season. 2 on the road, 2 at home, and this is a big week. Lincoln Wednesday, Northwest Missouri State on Saturday.
It is a big week. You know, it's a movement week. We're going to talk to our kids about that this is the week that we can really move up the ladder. We're still sitting in that spot where we get a home playoff game. We've got some tiebreakers in our favor. The people above us are teams we've already either beaten or split with, which is good. So it's about taking care of our business, especially protecting our home floor, which we've done very well this year, and then continuing to try to go on the road and sneak out another win.
People would like to use the term revenge when Lincoln comes to town. I don't know if that's the right word or not, but you know, certainly a great opportunity to get them and hopefully avenge what happened at the end of January.
It is. I mean, unfortunately, it's someone that we do have some motivation against with the way we lost the lead there, and we didn't feel good about it. But it's also a team that's coming in that's highly motivated like we are. They're sitting there tied with us in terms of wins in the league, and this is a big game for both of us because they're trying to do the same thing we are, which is move up the ladder, maybe get a home playoff game, but obviously secure themselves in the tournament. So it will not be an unmotivated Lincoln team coming in.
Speaking of not unmotivated, you play Northwest Missouri State on Saturday, and boy, 2 weeks ago we just jumped out to a huge lead on them. Northwest has played teams very, very well at home, and that's going to be a different Bearcat team Saturday.
Oh, it sure will. I mean, you can throw out whatever happened in our building and win that game and start over from scratch. I mean, they're going to be a team that when you go into their place, it's going to be difficult to maybe have the early results we did. It'll be a game that you'll just try to get to the point where you get down the last end of the game, you have a chance to win it. You know, they're tough at home. They've been tough at home all year long, and yet in the rival situation, it's going to be a highly competitive game.
You alluded to this already, but you know, with 4 to go, you know, probably a chance at a bye, and the MIAA tournament's gone, but a home game is still very, very much in the picture. 7 of the 12 MIAA tournament bids have been taken. You have an opportunity Wednesday night to get another one of those, and again, you finish strong, really good chance going to be playing at home in that first round.
Well, it is. We get one more win, and we're going to secure ourselves into the tournament. And so we've got 4 shots to get one. So you hope those odds are in your favor. And then hopefully, like I said, if you can go on another roll like we did. You know, we were on a 3 or 4 game winning streak when we lost Saturday, and if we can get back and get another little mini streak going again before we go in the tournament, we're going to give ourselves a great shot to play at home, which we've proven we're very difficult to beat at home. Even our home losses have been very competitive against Emporia State and Pitt State, who are obviously two of the top teams in the conference. So we put ourselves in a great position to get over to Kansas City. And then when you get to Kansas City, it's at anybody's ball game. Everybody's records start over, and it's just who can play well that night.
Now we finally get to the really important part of this segment, the real questions. It's Easley's Tantalizing Trio, and you know how it works. 3 quick questions. You give me any answer you want, and they're probably not going to be about basketball, as you know. And to make Ryan Minley happy, I must ask you a question.
Okay.
Rob, as we stand here, and I know you knew this because you're a great historian, it's President's Day as we tape this. Do you have a favorite U.S. president?
I do. It's going to shock you probably. It's Richard Nixon.
Richard Nixon. Beautiful. Okay, along those lines, and maybe you have done this before, maybe you will sit down the line. If you were going to run for office, what office would you run for?
I'd run for president.
Run for president.
Yeah.
There you go.
If I could just win a lottery and get some financing, I got to make a run at it.
Hey, you never know. You can't win if you don't play. And finally, and I'd be stunned if you weren't a fan of this show. Do you like Saturday Night Live?
Just watched the 40th year anniversary last night. Big time. It was great.
Okay, who is your favorite all-time Saturday Night Live character?
John Belushi.
John Belushi.
Big time.
I like that.
Pepsi, cheeseburger.
Absolutely. Well, that's Rob Edmondson, maybe soon to be president, soon to be on Saturday Night Live. I'm Brett Easley. 4 Griffon Sports Insider comes up after this.
If change never happened, how would life take flight? How would our days unfold? At Heartland Health, we believe change can be beautiful. That's why we're changing our name to offer you even better care. Care that keeps up with the changes in your life and the moments that matter most. Heartland Health is becoming Mosaic Life Care. It's more than health care, it's life care. Visit us online to learn more.
How's life right now?
It's awesome. Well, we're out here trying to get the 4 inches of snow off of Griffon Park in preparation for this weekend series against Truman State, hopefully.
Yeah, I feel like we're out here for a reason.
Yeah, the fact that it's going to snow 10 inches tonight, that's you're still going through with shoveling, which is pointless.
Yeah, we got a plan. I'm not too sure what the plan is, but we got a plan.
Move snow from here and put it somewhere over there.
Even though it's going to snow another 10 inches tonight.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Hey, fire! You expect to play it all this season?
Eventually, I don't know.
Well, the rumor is half the players out here from midnight to 4 in the morning. We're going to catch the snow, take it off the field, and then from 4 to 9 we're going to switch and get ready to play.
And then play tomorrow?
Yeah, game time at noon. Go Griffs.
That looks vaguely familiar to this year. Hopefully that snow goes away without any shoveling, but who knows?
Well, let's hope so. You think they'll bring a gas can out and just light it on fire like they allegedly used to do in the old days?
In the old days, the Doug Minnis era?
The Doug Minnis days, but I don't think we want to do that with an artificial surface out there. The Griffons scheduled for a 4-game series this weekend, and it's a good series too. Griffons host number 6 Emporia State in the MIAA opener. They currently sit 3-4 overall, and with more, here's the voice of the Griffons, Dave Riggert, with head coach Buzz Verduzco.
You get set to open up the MIAA schedule. Are you ready after 7 baseball games to open up the league schedule?
We hope so. We think the teams that we've played, we think have prepared us. Both Harding and Arkansas Tech were very, very good teams. Very similar to the type of teams that we'll play within league. And so with that and the week off, this past week, we think we're ready to go.
Emporia is ranked 6th in the country. They won the league championship in the tournament last year over you guys. This will be a challenging opening weekend series, won't it?
Very much so. So we're hoping that a lot of our players who are returning remember that. They are a very good team. They have a lot of people back. Top part of their pitching staff is ready to go. But we think we can be more offensive too. I think that's going to be something that we want to be able to match with them. Our offense has to start getting on track here a little bit. I still think we can be much more productive offensively than we have been the first 7 games.
This will be a great test for you, won't it? Just because, again, they're picked to win the league. You were one of the upper echelon teams. It'll be a good litmus test for you guys, won't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of those things, they're they're chosen based on the previous season, and so we're not too sure we're the 4th team in the league, but we think that if we prepare hard enough, we play hard enough, we stay within the top 6 or 7 leagues teams in the league, we can contend and be there at the very end, and it's that tough. I mean, the league goes that deep, and so we have to be able to keep pace throughout some of the tougher parts of the year. And we're taking the final exam the first weekend, so it's going to be tough.
Is that good or bad to play them early?
Well, you know what you're made of, at least at the start. I would like to play them a little bit later, because I think our teams develop sometimes, being a little bit more of a North school, we develop a little bit later in the year. And so when you play some of those tougher teams, you want to be at your best. But, I mean, either way, you got to play everybody when we're ready to go.
Coach, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Buzz Rusco, baseball coach at Missouri Western. I am Dave Riggert. Let's send it back to you guys.
For now, the 4-game series is set for single game Friday at 2, doubleheader Saturday at 1, single game Sunday at 1, but you know what, that's probably
always changes
a million times.
Before this show airs, it'll change 6 times, so check GoGriffons.com.
GoGriffons.com for details. That'll have the most accurate game time on it.
Yeah, Missouri Western softball, meanwhile, one final tournament tune-up before conference play begins next week. The Griffons are up north this week for 5 games in Minnesota at the St. Cloud State Tournament. Those games are all indoors, so Mother Nature can't stop that. Jen Bagley Trotter's team is 5-4 on the young season. They went 2-2 in Arkansas last weekend. This is a very young team. There is still a lot of work to do, and with more, here's our Nick McCutcheon with head coach Jen Trotter.
All right, guys, here with Jen Bagley Trotter. Coach, this weekend you kind of saw maybe what your team can be at the best, maybe what they can be at their worst. What do you need to iron out to find somewhere in between?
I think the biggest thing we need to iron out is playing for 7 innings, times however many innings we're asked to play in a weekend. And so consistency is really what we need to do. Our defense needs to be faster, our pitchers need to be off the plate, and our hitting needs to be more consistent. So I think, I talk about what we're not doing well consistently. I guess the other side of that is we are doing a little bit of everything right, just a little inconsistently. Our lineup shows a lot of power and a lot more excitement than it's had in the last few years, so we're looking for good things. It's just we need to consistently get it to gel together.
All right, simple enough. A short week to work on those things a little bit. You go to Minnesota Thursday, 3 days, another tournament, but some regional opponents that you're kind of used to seeing. You're going to know what to expect from these teams, right?
Yeah, we've faced all of these teams that we're facing this weekend. We've faced them all last year, if not once, a couple of times, and so I feel like we're prepared and we know what we're going to be facing. The thing is, this time of the year we're more concerned about our dugout than theirs. So what we're working on these next couple of days is just trying to kind of bridge the gap between some of the things that we're doing well and not well, and trying to gain some consistency going into the weekend.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Brett, Ryan, back to you.
We'll be right back.
If change never happened, how would life take flight? How would our days unfold? At Heartland Health, we believe change can be beautiful. That's why we're changing our name to offer you even better care. Care that keeps up with the changes in your life and the moments that matter most. Heartland Health is becoming Mosaic Life Care. It's more than health care, it's life care. Visit us online to learn more.
Unbelievable. When are you going to learn? I'll tell you, that'll teach you.
Real note, Max Griffon this week. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth.
He's broke every bone in his body. He broke his beak and his tail, so he's out for a while.
He's a tough trooper.
He is.
He'll be there on Ladies' Night Wednesday night, though.
How about Ladies' Night?
Tell me
about. Will you be there on Ladies' Night?
I guess I will be.
If you didn't get a Valentine, you got a chance. So, belated Ladies' Night, presented by our friends at Nick of Time Jewelry. You want to make sure you're there. We've thrown teddy bears into the crowd.
This is for basketball on Wednesday.
This is for basketball now. 5:30 women, 7:30 men. Griffons in Lincoln. It's a belated Valentine's Day. Actually, we're after the fact. So, ladies, if you didn't get a Valentine's gift, or guys, if you just flat out forgot, or you just want to come anyway, we'd love to have you. A lot of good giveaways from Nick of Time, but 2 grand prizes. They're going to give away a pair of diamond earrings, or a a $350 gift card to Nick of Time. So both of those great prizes. They'll have some other prizes as well. They'll throw the teddy bears into the crowd like they've been doing the last couple of games. Going to be a fun promotion. You'll want to be there, 5:30, 7:30. Griffin's in Lincoln, Ladies Night presented by Nick of Time Jewelry.
$350 gift certificate, that gets you a good engagement ring.
Heck yeah, I think it would. Better than the cereal box one that you probably thought about getting.
Is that a good number for an engagement ring, or is this supposed to be?
I think that's a good down payment for an engagement ring. Actually.
Maybe that's why the last one said no.
Yes.
Is GSI for the week?
Wear pink and red and preferably gold.
Yeah.
And go Griffs.
Go Griffs.